Oops, that's a
What
fail.
the?
Don't mind me. I had to display capture. That's a great start. Good day, everyone. I've broken dawn already. Welcome back to the corner of Remnant.
I'm not good at intros, but I'm glad that just alleviates the intro. That in itself was an intro enough. So you know what?
That was great.
I'll go with it because it's better than me trying to ramble on about an intro. So you know what? I'll take it. That works for me.
That was great. Okay, my window capture's broken in my OBS, so I have to display capture. So whatever I got on the screen is shown there.
Well, half an hour late. Apparently everything is broken today.
Yee. Sorry it took so long to start. I was trying to do a tweet on Twitter and then Twitter just crashed on me.
Twitter crashed, OBS wasn't working,
Yeah.
Twitch was annoying me. It's a whole thing, but we're here now, finally.
Yeah, I
And
skipped a whole bunch of frames too. Sorry about
Anyone that is still here from Bootcast, then you guys are
Yeah.
real troopers because I
You're
don't
going
know,
from one podcast to another podcast.
you're dedicating a lot of time to all of us, the greater community or the smaller community. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Very much appreciated.
We love you. And you're watching this on YouTube as well. Hello, and thank you again for watching. Woo. And make sure you mention in the comments any questions you have if you're watching on YouTube.
We'll break his leg.
Yeah.
Thank you for the host, Fishin. Yeah. And I got the RWBY alerts on. That's what I was quickly doing before we started. So just the follow and the host alerts. I'll fix the rest up later. Yes.
And there's AC as usual, acting as if he's already seen the next chapter. Very funny as always.
I'm sure it is going to be very juicy. However, we're not talking about
Hell,
chapter 3.
if anyone follows Melanie, the co-lead assistant lead animator, she bloody hell's telling us it's gonna be good. So
Yeah.
if we're gonna trust anyone, it's definitely gonna be her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very excited, but we're not here to talk about chapter 3.
Yeah.
If we were, then we'd be genies. We'd be Jin.
Yeah, we'd be Jin.
No, we can't be Jin because we're not. That's something in the future.
Yes, that's true.
So we'd be. I don't think there's anything in RWBY that involves future. I think that's one thing they haven't.
No.
That's one limitation of everything is that they can't see the future.
Hey,
we know so far.
Nightwalker.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for everyone who's here today. I see a lot of names that I didn't see last week.
Yes.
Locals, of course, could be, of course. That's fine. But thank you all for making yourselves known.
Yes.
A lot of people in here this week, so thank you guys a lot.
Yay.
This is actually... and honestly, considering the episode we saw, I don't blame you guys.
They just want to talk
Seriously.
about it.
Yeah, no, I remember coming into the boot... actually, wait, was it? No, coming into Corner of Remnant last week.
Yes.
I definitely will admit the hype had gone down by the time we get to stream, which is one of those things, because we have to wait a week before then. Anyway, there was even always the chance that we, well, basically, like, this week, I'm still very, very excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
Even though Larissa has already done so.
Yes. So yes, the Boopcast was live, it just finished, well, half an hour earlier. So that will be on YouTube at the same time. This is going up on YouTube as well, so that's on She Noob's channel. And she's going to be streaming the Boopcast on Twitch before our Corner of Remnant streams.
Yeah, so if any of you guys are wondering, I want to watch the Corner of Remnant today, in whatever time zone you are in,
Yep.
but 2 hours beforehand, what am I meant to do before then? Jump on She Noob's Twitch and you can
Yes,
see
watch the Boopcast.
a very, very similar podcast, and basically you get all the more RWBY in your day, which
More
just makes the day.
RWBY-ness.
Yes.
Yay. Yes, and she has guests on hers too, which always is interesting. And I was the guest on today's Boopcast, so...
Yeah, so if you want, like, more variety and more opinions, then that's definitely where to go. If you want more grounded, the same opinions, the same kind of consistent attitudes towards the show, then this is the place for you.
Yep, that's it.
But hopefully you can enjoy a mix of both. That's the idea. That's the idea that you guys can all enjoy the 4 hour, or probably 3 hours, because she normally has 2 hours, we normally go about 1.
We went 2 hours last week.
Well, that was the premiere. We had a guest. We had Beck on it.
Yes, we
and
did.
you've already talked about it. You've already talked about it today, so I don't think we'll go quite 2 hours today.
We'll see. But before we get stuck into it, just make very clear as well, we're going to be talking about Chapter 2, so if you haven't seen Chapter 2 yet, big spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled, wait till the episode's out and you've seen it, and this will be up on YouTube, so you can watch it then. And of course, we're not going to talk anything about the preview of Chapter 3. Dawn's seen it. I haven't seen it, so we're not going to talk about the preview because being a reactor, I want to go in as blind as possible. So we won't be talking about that. But everything about Chapter 2, we'll definitely talk about it and ask questions away in the chat as we go.
Yeah, and if any of you like at all like maybe feel bad or anything, like you want to support us, you want to watch along, trust me, that's why we re-upload it. That's why we re-upload it. So for you guys that haven't seen the episode or can't watch it now, like seriously, there is no worries. Please watch the VOD. There's no worries. Like we will monitor the comments and anything like that. We'll happily respond to anything. Yeah. You know, this is just for anyone like because we live stream it because we want to talk about it. Yeah. Almost in a sense, you know, we want to share with you guys, and that's awesome. But seriously, there's either way, like, you know, even if we weren't live streaming, we would record a podcast if we weren't live streaming, you know, like, we love talking about it to each other and sharing it with the rest of you guys, because, you know, it just makes the conversation better. And all you guys are very like-minded. That's what we love about you guys, that you guys who are here clearly have the same feelings about it as us, where, you know, a lot of places on the internet, you talk about RWBY, you will get a very varied mix of opinions. But that's also a good thing, like, to plug the Bookcast one last time. I only popped in for the last half hour. Yeah. And I 100% assume the rest of it was gold. Trust me. But the last half hour you guys talking about the fandom and shipping and just your oversight on that. Again, if you guys know me, I don't agree with Beck. I don't agree back all the time. Yes. I'm always surprised because when we do talk in person, we do actually agree on a lot of things. But over Twitter and stuff, we do have our disagreements. Yeah. But her just stance on the community and the fandom and shipping just was gold. I actually really much agree with that. So I definitely, if you want my opinions on that, which I'm sure we might touch on a little bit, definitely go watch the last half hour of that, because that's basically how I felt. Yeah. But, I guess, unless we have anything else to discuss, I think we should definitely get in to the episode in question.
Yeah, and the start of the episode, of course, is Cinder's not dead, which we all knew.
Yeah, forever bound to live up to her namesake.
Yes.
But like a phoenix will also rise.
Yes.
And one of the yeah. And just to talk off, just to start off on the more technical side of it, just the animation of her crawling out of the water. And I don't know why. It was one of the most satisfying pieces of animation I've seen in the entire show. And it was literally just a red dress getting out of the water. Yeah. Which has always been one of my things about Cinder's new outfit. It was just so simple. Yeah. Just like from certain angles and certain colours and stuff. But it was just so... I don't know why, just because it was so simple, but just to see her get up out of the water, just her crawling, it was one of the most satisfying animations I've seen for something so simple. I don't understand why, but I just really, really like that.
Yeah, it was, and just seeing just the animation with her being, the water droplets coming off her and everything, it was just... Yeah, the visible change in her hair animation, like the visible change in like the model they used to make it look like she was like drenched and soaked. And even just, like, the sound design of her being before that, and the sound design of her being in the water frozen, you hear, like, I don't know if it was, like, her muscles or anything, you just hear, like, the grogginess and just, like, the creaking of her ice and, like, in the body and just, like, in her breath. It was just so really good sound design, too. Like, and the music, too, the score, it's really creepy. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, I don't remember what the score was. Was the score anything particular? Like, was it...
It was her theme.
It was just a theme?
It was her theme, yeah. It was just... had a haunting sort of creepy feel to it. The music's been on point so far, this volume.
I think everything has been on point so far, this volume. Like, really.
Yes. Everything has been.
But... And I guess it's... And I like that, like, it was very subtle, but, you know, like, the idea of just, like, she's frozen, she fell in water, she survived. And it really made me think that I wonder if... Because, obviously... If something is frozen and it falls, even if it lands in water, it's likely to shatter. Now, I've never seen or heard a report on what happens to a human body if this happens. Like, obviously, you think in, like, most cartoons, like, it would shatter and, like, limbs would just snap off and shatter.
It's a bit too dense for that, I would think.
Well, just remember, too, this is also dust ice. It's not frozen ice. When something in real life is frozen, the inside of it is frozen as well. Like, it's not just the outside. Like, if something is frozen, like, everything inside the body is frozen. Yeah. And the thing that gets frozen last is the actual exterior. Yeah. Whereas with dust and magic, it's more like just an outer coating. So it is just an ice shell. Yeah. So if she's going to land or something, that's what shatters. Like, a body isn't going to shatter along with it. It's not if she was frozen from the inside, which I don't think she was. Which, it's not... That's, then, of course. And also she landed in water and stuff like that. But, of course, who really, like, obviously thought, she was dead. It's always so surprising to hear that people thought she was actually dead. Yeah. And honestly... I thought it was on. The only reason why I thought it wasn't because of like the character she wasn't because of how it was happened. It was just the matter of, or it wasn't even the trope that, you know, don't see a body, they don't die. The reason why I thought she didn't die was just because it was Raven.
Yeah.
That was the main reason enough. It shouldn't, at the end of the day storytelling, it shouldn't be Raven.
It shouldn't be Raven who kills her. No, absolutely
that was enough, you know? Now, another character that might be following her has a bit more of a case, but even then I don't think that will be her when we get into that a little bit later.
No.
But of course she crawls up out of the water, looks up, gets a nice little idea of like the vault that it's above like water and stuff like
in a massive cavern with water in the bottom. Yeah.
And again, like we always, although there was never any real indication, which always my bit of like problem with Mistral, like how it actually works. Like you always saw the concept art at the end of Volume 4, like you saw like the big shot of it of Volume 4. Then whenever we're walking through it in Volume 5, it just looked always like you could never really tell like how the city worked, almost in a sense.
Yeah.
So it looked very mountainous, like very like there would be no straight or flat land almost anywhere. So you assume that means the academy is at the top there.
Yeah. So they travel quite a fair way down in the elevator, and then you got the drop.
Yeah. So basically, the vault is in the middle of the mountain, and then the cavern, the lake at the bottom, would be basically the base of the mountain where she ended up breaking out of.
Yeah.
And then she ran into, of course, the poor. I believe it was. What was the title that the credits gave her?
Oh, I didn't even think to look at that, actually. Good point. The poor lady.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I haven't seen... I didn't watch the RWBY Rewind yet, but Beck had, and she said that apparently it was confirmed that lady was killed, definitely. Poor thing.
Yeah.
The wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, you don't just take someone's clothes without killing them.
Yeah.
If you played any RPG ever like Skyrim, you know that.
Yeah.
Although I say that, you can actually pickpocket clothes off someone's person in Skyrim without killing them, which is one of the weirdest mechanics in that game. The name of the woman was Mr. Woman. Okay.
Oh, what was it? Mystery Woman?
Mistral.
Oh, Mistral. Mistral. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, that's at least a title. This is why you don't help strangers.
Yeah.
Just don't help strangers with grim arms. One thing I did notice, and I don't know if you noticed this, it looked to me when she was shocked like she was standing up in shock.
Yeah.
And the next scene she was kneeling.
I thought maybe she fell down. Oh, maybe she dropped to her knees.
That might be just one. That might be like one inconsistency in the animation team, but it didn't break. It was just like, you know, either she fell down or just because you couldn't see her legs and the angle. To be fair,
yeah,
it's just a high up angle. She might have been on her knees, like you don't. But that's just something I was like, it's an interesting touch or inconsistent or like, you know, just I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it inconsistency.
But yeah, it did look like she was standing. Maybe she went to kneel down and then she fell down to her knees when she.
Or just in shock, maybe she could have fallen down in shock. I also like the visual representation. I say visual representation. I like it. Like that Cinder has like even with the power of the maidens, and this was shown back in Volume 4 as well. If you're hurt, like, you know, it doesn't give you power in terms of like body. Like the main magic is just an act almost. It's something you can call upon. Something that you can use as a power. But if your body can't actually use it physically, if your body is physically damaged and you can't access that power, so it's a cool, I guess maybe a small error. Not as one I want, because maybe that's a way to put it.
Maybe.
Error again seems a bit harsh. That's why I didn't want to use inconsistency, because it didn't feel like that was the right term. But I'm just being like, you know, just being technical here. Yeah, but I like that she couldn't use the power, and I like the fact that she's in a weakened state, much like she was in Volume 4.
Yeah.
Because again, it just adds more to a character when a character is weaker.
Yeah.
Especially because Cinder right now, you know, Cinder has always been a pretty hated character, both from an in-story idea and even an out-of-story idea. A lot of people don't think she's the, you know, best written character in the world or what have you. But there's always... Yes, very much, very Avatar: Last Airbender, Zuko alone, very much like that. But one of the things that Cinder has always been hinted towards at is that, whether it was, I know that a few people have mentioned it before. I think Miles and Kerry have mentioned that there's going to be a character this season that we're going to feel sympathy for that we haven't before. So whether that's like Cinder or Salem, we don't know yet. I believe this is going off a very odd thing here, so I could be completely wrong. I could say the completely wrong thing here. I believe Monty's wife once used a word to describe Cinder, and it was like, the word was like endearing. Like the word was like something like you were like, oh, I wouldn't consider that with Cinder. So I think there's going to be something that we are going to get maybe more into Cinder, maybe feel more sympathy.
Yeah.
For her, and I've always liked Cinder, and there were two, at least by volume 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Volumes 1, 2, 3, I always thought she was cool, but she never blew my mind. She never like grasped like my attention. But during volume 4, I don't know, just seeing her in a weakened state made me like her a lot more.
Yeah.
Even though obviously from an in-story standpoint, we should hate her for what she's done, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's just cool to make her a better character, which will in turn make her a better villain later down the line. I think they're really going to accomplish with this. Although starting off killing a woman for her clothes isn't the best start to that sympathy or endearing.
Exactly.
As they might be going.
She's not like the person in charge anymore. She's not the person of authority anymore. That's all being stripped away from her as well. As we'll see in the next scene. But
yeah, and we'll get into all the Cinder stuff before we jump into the heroes. But
yeah,
it's interesting too that like obviously the first thing she didn't do is obviously she's in a weakened position, of course. So obviously the first thing to do was to rest and recover, which she likely did for about like a month or so, or whatever the time was between the two Cinder scenes.
Yeah, we saw the
bulletin board.
The bulletin board has said approximately 1 month ago they were last seen.
This was the first time we've gotten on screen in show saying of Emerald's last name, Sustre.
Yeah.
Because I've always seen that and I've always said it like that, but I've never ever know how do I actually pronounce this? It's cool to actually get to show Emerald Sustre and like Hazel Reinhardt, Cinderfall, and Mercury Black. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's a cool little confirmation there. And Hazel had a goatee in that scene. He didn't have his beard. Yeah. It's his goatee.
It must be an old photo.
Yeah, I think they used for him concept art, and then they used for the other 3 they used photos from volume 2, I believe. In the bulletin board they used that. So Cinder assumingly rests up for about a month. Probably gathers information.
Yeah.
And learns, and either because I'm not sure if she was from Mistral. Obviously, Leo told everyone that she was from Mistral, but whether or not she actually was or not,
I don't know, maybe.
But I'm probably going to go with the idea that for a month she was just relaxed. She was resting, recovering, and getting information, and found out about a certain little Miss Malachite.
Yeah.
Which then she went to broker information. And what I find interesting about that is obviously she takes a month to relax or research or what have you.
Yeah.
And she doesn't try to go back to Salem. She doesn't blindly try go after the girls herself. So it is definitely that's true. That's true. She does say that she does hail from Mistral. She did say that in volume 3.
Yeah.
That is despite. So I guess that could have been just again plodding along the agenda that she was compiling, I guess. But I do think she likely was. I do think she was from Mistral. She looks like she's from Mistral, if that makes sense.
I think it's just like her outfit and everything's very sort of oriental sort of look to it.
Yeah, especially in volume 4. I think that's why they gave her the new outfit. Maybe that's what I always thought. The reason they gave her the new outfit obviously was to hide her arm.
Yeah.
But also I think was to give off more of the Mistral aesthetic, because until then we didn't know what the Mistral aesthetic was.
Yeah, and talking about with Cinder going back to Salem as well, I mentioned this in the bootcast, that she should have gone back to Salem, right? Sure, yes, she's going to go back empty-handed to Salem, but I think that's better her going back to Salem now than following her own agenda, doing her own thing again, and if you watch the trailer, there was a line that Salem said about letting
if your needs come before my own, they will be lost to you.
Exactly.
And that's what I really like. And this also ties back to the Volume 4 premiere, where Watts kept re-inferring that Cinder failed.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, I think now Cinder almost believes that now. Because again, Cinder has failed a number of times in the show.
Yeah.
It's actually quite incredible for her to always be like a threat and always be such a dangerous character, despite her losing almost every battle she's in. So I got to give credit to Miles and Carrie for that, I've always thought. She's always seemed like a significant character despite losing quite a number of times. But it might be one of those things where, like, she realizes that maybe Watts was right. She keeps failing. She keeps pushing her own agenda. So rather than keep messing up Salem's plan, she's going to go off and do it herself. Or she just feels like, hey, I can't go back empty-handed. I have to go back. But at the same time, Salem didn't tell her go get. You know, it was.
It was all about getting the relic. And
it wasn't
she
about
failed
the
with
girls.
that,
So now she really has gone on her own agenda. And even then, it was Tyrion's job to get Ruby, not Cinder's.
Yep.
So, yeah, she really has just gone off onto the deep end. But I really like it. I really, really do like it.
It makes sense for her character. It's just it's going to end
and
very
also,
badly.
if she just went back to Salem, she was going to get lost in the shuffle. And now, we have the Salem story now, which can also tie into the stuff we've learned in this episode.
Yeah.
But also can tie in where we get more screen time for Mercury, Emerald, Hazel, Tyrion.
Yes.
And Cinder doesn't have to be the spotlight, because if Cinder was there, she would have to be the spotlight.
Of course, yeah.
Now, where that leaves Watts in this volume, I have no idea.
Don't know.
But we'll have to wait and see. He seems to be like he's the new head honcho now of that group, without Cinder there, just from the intro at least.
Yeah.
And it's always been interesting to me, when you think about the group of villains, you think like, Hazel was the guy who was coerced in, like from saying like, oh, we have a similar hatred for Oz, you help me.
Yeah.
Tyrion was like the monkey with the bat wings in The Wizard of Oz. He's just the born from a pup, Revera, a servant. Cinder, probably a very similar situation, but more like, an apprentice kind of role. And then Watts was probably more like a business deal.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to find out. And then Emerald and Mercury only are there through Cinder.
Yeah.
So it's all really cool to get like a better ideas of like these stories. And also with Hazel, I guess we always assume that he's taken Emerald and Mercury back to Salem, because we know that at least Emerald is there with Salem. But with what was said by Little Miss Malachite, I don't know, I still don't think the big guy was Hazel. I don't know why. I just don't believe that.
And to me,
I don't know who else it'll be, but that just doesn't seem like that was Hazel.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. It just made me think of Hazel. And
that's exactly what I thought. But I'm like,
because Hazel could be hunting them. Well, if the others have gone back and Hazel started pursuing, just keep track where they're going, where they're heading, and
at least
relating information back.
Getting Oscar, I guess, or getting Oz. But it doesn't seem like Hazel. And just like, obviously we saw. I mean, to be fair, we saw like we've seen things like Adam possibly going with Hazel. Like, the end of Volume 5 is a little ambiguous at this point, what stuff they're kind of going with or whatever. Because it does seem like they've changed the direction where they were planning Volume 6 to go after Volume 5, and then after Volume 5 they're kind of like, okay, let's rethink this and let's try work some different ways.
Yeah.
So maybe, because obviously you'd assume Hazel took Emerald and Mercury back to Salem. But with this, it doesn't sound like that's the case, if the big guy is Hazel.
Yeah, good point.
But we have possibly Hazel going after the girls. We have Adam possibly on the train with Juniper. If you believe that idea.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Adam's going to start tracking them.
I still think that was paranoia.
Yeah, that was definitely. It was just Blake seeing things.
Yeah, like I get the idea of like the caboose, like the door that's a caboose, and like Adam having a new outfit. So why would it be a paranoia? But I don't know. I still think it's.
It was his. I think it was his actual his outfit that he has now, but it had a hood on.
Yeah.
So
which also ties into the idea, and I think this is a really cool idea. What if the end of the Adam character short wasn't after Mistral? What if that's a flash forward?
Maybe.
What if that last little scene where he drops his mask was something just...
Because he had his mask back on again in that scene we saw with him.
Now, again, we know that, like, say, for example, Blake had a bunch of bows. Blake didn't just have the one bow. She had a wardrobe full of bows. So Adam could have a lot of masks. It's like, at that moment of frustration, took it off. But then when he's back to the Mistral, when he's back at the White Fang headquarters, he's like, okay, I have to recompose myself. I have to be the Grim again.
Yeah.
And push that on. And to reaffirm his knowledge. Because he came in with a mask. Everyone would be like, hey, you brought up this idea. We all have to wear a mask. Why don't you have to wear a mask?
Yeah.
He's trying to... But then once Adam realized, okay, they're not going to follow me regardless. Fuck them.
Maybe.
So, yeah, there's a lot of different pieces here, like how they're going around different story elements they've hinted at, etc. But it all seems really interesting. But of course, when we have the getting back to Cinder, the shot walking through the rain, you have all the umbrellas, not parasols. There's a difference. But you see that, and you have the spider symbol, and you have the and we end up meeting Little Miss Malachite.
It was also the shady merchants there as well. I want to point that out. So the shady, the merchants there were being really shady. I think it was like some of the black market that
Yeah,
Chloe's spoken about previously
it was,
as well.
Yeah, it was we had the black market deals. Someone like had a caged animal they were buying or selling or stuff like that. You know, like selling dust and stuff like that, like almost like a drug deal kind of thing. It was all really cool little hints at, like, you know, the deeper bit of Mistral and stuff that we didn't get in Volume 5, which is awesome. I love that, and it is always one of those things where I don't mind that we didn't get it in Volume 5. I'm just glad we're getting it now. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me that we didn't get it in Volume 5. That doesn't make Volume 5, that just makes, oh, Mistral, yay, now. So
don't do dust, kids.
Don't do dust, kids. So then we go into the little bar, pub, whatever it was, and that also was the scene that we see Cinder fighting someone in the intro. That was the backdrop.
I thought,
see the blue bandana and the little symbol that was on the door. You see that in the background of the Cinder fight. Yeah. In the intro. And we go to Little Miss Malachite, who was based off Little Miss Muppet, I believe.
Yep, she's even eating her curds and whys.
Yeah, see, this song this was like, I'm pretty good at this stuff, but this flew over my head. I had no idea who she was. I had no idea inspiration. I watched the RT reviews. I watched the RWBY Rewind. I watched other like Kaido Dan reviews, and I'm like, everyone keeps saying, who the fuck is Little Miss Muppet? Why is everyone calling him Little Miss Muppet? Like, I didn't understand the reference it was to. And I understand it's like there's a nursery rhyme, and she's also connected to Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Itsy Bitsy Spider, and eating the curds and ways, and all of that.
Yeah. So like there's the two nursery rhymes she's connected to, I think. So that's cool, and I don't know if you know this yet. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to say it anyway. That she is the character that was coming with Combat Ready.
Yeah, okay, I mentioned it in my reaction, actually.
Okay.
Which, you'll see tomorrow. And, yes, I knew about that. I had seen, someone actually mentioned in my Discord, which was fine, because I'm getting the board game myself, I just haven't got it yet, of course.
Yeah. Should be coming any day now, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a delay for us Aussies. And, she was the new villain in the board game.
Yeah.
That's all good. It was totally fine because I was going to find out anyways. But yes, so she was.
Regardless, like we were going to get it before the volume just because of production.
And she was showing in the trailer anyway, so it's not like it was really.
Yeah, no. It wasn't even a big deal. Like again, if this was, that was like halfway through this year when we were meant to get the information or the board game and stuff, and like that somehow had come out, then that'd be a bit funny. But the season's already the volume's already out, so that's fine.
Yeah. Actually, they probably timed it really well. But yes.
I loved her voice. She had like I want to say like I don't know, how would you describe her voice? I'm trying to think of the right.
It was like it had a bit of a southern American bell? Sort of like.
That's that's what I was thinking. I just didn't want to be culturally inappropriate. But like a southern kind of vibe to it. A lot of inflection, like definitely depending on what she was saying, it was very obvious to very subtle. Like again, like she's very stern and like, but then when she was making a joke, you could really hear it a lot more. So she has like said very very definitely like very commanding in the way she speaks, because again she sounds like she has a southern accent when she's kind of being playful, but then very stern, enormous, not so much when she's being a bit more serious.
Yeah, to me, she like oozed authority and power and malice.
It's like a underworld manipulator, like a crime boss.
That's what she is,
Yeah, of the spiders and stuff. Which that's really cool. It's always cool to see more groups out there that aren't like the bandits or the White Fang. So that's always really cool. I didn't see a single faunus amongst the spiders, I don't think.
Not an obvious faunus anyway.
Yeah. It'd be cool if we saw Trifa from Volume 5 come back and she left the White Fang and joined this group because she was the spider faunus.
Yes.
That'd be really nice. I really liked her. I really liked her.
She was cool.
So yeah, and then we get the knowledge that she's like a knowledge broker or like a information broker, like a private investigator almost.
Yeah.
Or at least that's one of the services her group provides. And of course, Cinder, like I said, on her own agenda, trying to hunt down the team.
Yep.
That's all she wants to do, and she gives like the cool little like almost like Batman-esque, like information, like she was afraid of spiders, but then she made the spiders work for her. Or just really cool little character touches, and then of course the she already knows where they are, but she's just hiding information because she's curious you know, clearly Cinder's over the news. You know, this person walks in hooded with a scar, has money, you know, clearly kills people from what she said. Like, I love that line, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that line where it's like,
looks like your life savings.
It's like your life savings. It was somebody's.
It was somebody's.
I love that line. That was such a...
It's just like, cute.
Loved it. That was so great. And that's what I mean. Even stuff like this, that wasn't the main focus of the episode, was still some of my favourite stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm just realising we still have all that to talk about. That made me so happy, just remembering we still have all that to talk about.
Not all the SFXs are disabled. Oh yeah, the cute one is, damn it. And yeah, I told you someone was going to do that. It'll be the first one someone will try. The RWBY SFX commands are enabled though, if you want to use them.
What was Cinder do for food and shelter? I assume she's probably at the woman's house. She probably took the woman's place.
Yeah.
She took the clothes off, I'd imagine.
Yeah, she's
just staying somewhere. I don't think it's a huge deal. Again, like I said, I think she was just for a month, was just relaxing, kind of recuperating and kind of gain information. Then she eventually learned about Little Miss Malachite, which we are now obviously questioning, is that a coincidence? Or is she related somehow to the Malachite twins? Where is Lord Chozo? The Malachite twins from Volume 1.
Maybe.
So we don't.
Relation? Who knows?
I mean, it could be a relation. I don't think it's that far-fetched thing it's not. But at the same time, could very well just be same last name. Like, you know, in our world, obviously, there are heaps of last names, and a lot of people with the same last names aren't necessarily connected, because our last names come from the occupations we had. That's how last names began.
And twice removed.
Well, yeah, like, it's one of those things. So, but with RWBY last names work a bit differently, where it's all color-based. So I don't know, like, where the origins of some of the last names come from, other than just the out-of-story context, real-world references. Yeah. So, it could just be just as simple as just the name they choose, or what have you.
Well, it's like with RWBY, she didn't take Ty's last name, she took her mother's last name instead, so...
Yeah. Or even, like, she took her, the emblem. Much like, Jean's emblem isn't his own, which we'll get to that at the very end. But, like, but Jean's symbol is not his own. We all thought for the longest time that his symbol was on his jumper.
Yeah.
Armor. Then we also realised there's Pumpkin Pete, and it's like, yeah.
No problem, that Walker.
but I mean, then we just get the information that, you know, obviously Cinder, this woman with a scar, clearly has killed people, wearing the robes, has a lot of money, knows what she's after. Clearly is someone that, like, okay, this person seems important. Doesn't seem like she's necessarily from around here. I'm curious if anyone else is looking for her.
Yeah.
So I like that, because it's like, doesn't seem far-fetched, but it's just really interesting, kind of just like, okay, so she's just playing her cards right. Like, give you a week.
She's being smart,
I want to see if anyone else brings up information, which she probably does with everyone. She probably like, oh, new person in town, let's give her a week to see if anyone else comes asking about her. If not, they'll give her information, let her be on her way.
Yeah.
And of course, now we just leave the question is, who is it? Is it Roman? Is it Neo? Is it someone completely different?
Yeah, well, it could be no one's asking about her. She's going to see if anyone's been asking about her, and who will it be?
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anyone has asked about her, but yeah, that's the point. She's like, okay, will anyone come to me in this week, and see, hey, is this person in town?
Yeah.
They're very interested to see. And I think I've always said that Neo being from Mistral has always made sense to me. Like, her going there after Vale always made sense to me. So I'm glad that
she could be returning to her family or something. Because I could see her definitely having a Mistral background.
Yeah, especially because, like, they're all about, like, they have a strong art culture, and, like, Neo's very artistic. Yeah, we've got Parasol, and, like, even her dress and outfit. Not so much Mistral, but still enough of the vibe, I think. And again, which again, I imagine when we see him, if we see Neo, I think she will have a more Mistral outfit. She'll have a new outfit.
Yeah.
Still with the classic hair and eyes, I hope. But I'm definitely curious to see, because again, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Cinder's like Mistral recuperating outfit, her new dress.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I'd have the same feeling for Neo's. I do love the robes. I do love her robes though.
Yeah.
Neo could just be in that, because Neo's illusions, or Neo could have the same robes or something to that degree. And that's the thing. Like, the next time we see Cinder, it could be Neo just as an illusion. That's what I mean. That's what's so interesting, because again, so many characters we see could just be Neo with the illusion. I think that's something that everyone almost forgets. Like, everyone's like, oh, this is definitely Cinder, it's definitely that. It's like, could just be Neo as an illusion. That's a thing she can do.
She can do, yeah, absolutely.
Neo's full name this season. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I wonder, I guess it could be, I'm wondering if Neo is even her real name. Like, just like
Might not be. Might be just A name
like
she took on.
Neapolitan could just be like a name she just took on. Then Neo was a nickname from that.
Mm.
There are a few characters where we don't have their last names, or we don't have their full names, or we even don't think that is their actual names. So, like, we don't know Crow's name. Crow was a name given to him, or he chose himself, and Brian was just probably the name from the tribe. So we don't even know. Like, to be fair, he might not have a name.
No.
Like, he might not, like, again, because he was assumingly born in the tribe, probably has no idea who his parents were, and was given the name Bronwyn because that's the tribe they were in, and the name Crow because he had a bad luck semblance. So, you know, like, to be fair, Crow might have an actual first name, that he had before. But again, we really just don't know.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. But, I think that's it for the Cinder stuff. I would say. Yeah.
Yep.
So then we go back to the train. And
well, prior to the train. There's the scene, remember the scene when they were still in Haven?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I did forget about that one. That was a very, very good scene. I'm annoyed I forgot about that.
I'm glad they put that in the second episode rather than the first episode, because it would have been too much in the first episode, I think. Yeah. So I'm glad they did that in this one with the transition. Yeah.
One thing I've definitely seen, I've seen so far is a lot of people, like, I don't mind the constant jumping back and forth between real-time past events. Like, I don't mind that, just because in this context of the first two episodes, it's all made sense. Like, we got the flash forward for the fight, then we went back, and this one we got the flash forward, flash back to the house. Now, one thing I have seen that people have mentioned is that if you don't like meta jokes, then you probably won't like this season, because I think this season's going to have a lot of them. You have the meta joke of Nora in the house. We have there was one in Volume, meta joke of Sun being a bad leader.
Yeah.
I've seen criticism on that, and that honestly bugs me, because that is so opinion-based to criticize off that. You don't like meta jokes. That's not a criticism of the show.
No.
You yourself just don't like meta jokes. That's not a base to criticize off.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when Nora said, we can finally get out of this house, like, ha.
Yeah, and there were all context, like, that made sense for Nora. You know, that made sense for Sun. Like, that all made sense. Like, it wasn't an out of like, yeah. Anyway, but I like that joke a lot. I liked just again another hinting at Weiss not wanting to go to Atlas. I'm glad that we didn't get just one. I'm glad we got more than one than that. That was really cool. I like too something I noticed. I don't know if it's been a consistent thing. I do like that whenever we see dust, we do almost always hear the little dust sound effect. This is like I don't even know how to describe it. But it's cool that was there. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Dust does typically have that kind of a sound effect. Yeah,
and Beck mentioned in the bigcast how the sounds were really good in this scene. Like you can hear them zipping and unzipping bags and packing and unpacking.
Yeah,
things and stuff.
Zon, sharpening his sword.
Yeah.
I like that. So we got we had Nora say the joke. Then we had Crow, like, you know, not wanting to go to Atlas or Argus himself.
And explained about Argus being the outpost and Atlas outpost.
Before that he explained like the reason why we're doing this is we can't lock the relic back up. I like that because that was a good because again you'd think like why not just lock it back up?
Yeah,
but
why not just put it back
the spring maiden. It's like good, nice little touch of clarity. And we saw Yang visibly upset. Yeah, and I am really curious if Ozpin is going to be fuming with Yang the moment he realizes that one, Raven was the Spring Maiden.
Yes.
Because I assume Yang has not told anyone that. Because
no,
again,
I
Yang,
don't think so.
And it's one of those things where Yang, how many times have you been mad at Ozpin for keeping secrets and you're keeping that a secret? To be fair, I don't think that's a necessary thing to tell everyone.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of Oz's secrets are.
That's between her and Raven, like that whole chat and everything. And
But if they did know that, then they could contact Raven. I guess.
Well, they don't know where Raven went.
Yeah, that's true.
We do.
But it's one of those things where that could, if that knowledge was out there, that could be the plan to go get Raven. But that's what they were going to do with Vernal, and that didn't end up working. They didn't even get to the bandit camp. They didn't even leave Mistral, and that was their plan. So we got that. Then we got Ren being the nice little exposition machine that he's become, which I don't mind. I don't mind Ren just being the guy to kind of re-evaluate information, like, you know. It gives him something, and I like that because he is... Ren has definitely become the guy who says the obvious.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. But I do like it. I do like that Ren has that little nice little role to him because, you know, it's just like the thing like in Volume 5 was like, he says like, this is bad, or I don't know what we can do. Like, he does say some pretty obvious stuff.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just feel like mentioning that, but I don't really have any context as to why I mentioned that.
And then we had, of course, Oscar Osbourne walk in.
So yeah, they had been hurt, obviously, after Volume 5.
I liked how Blake was saying, well, we do have the heiress to the Shanidas company.
Yeah.
And why is it like
ex-heiress, so like that, again, they know all that. And this is cool, like, because I obviously watched a lot of episode 1 reviews recently, and obviously a lot of people, I keep mentioning stuff. I'm like, I know the answer to this. Just watch next episode. And obviously they have, but they're just releasing their reviews and stuff. It's just like, it's so annoying because obviously, that's the thing. Like, you see episode 2, then you watch all the stuff from episode 1, and you just feel like, because you know all the answers to most of the things people are complaining about. It's just like, So, yes, again, so basically this tells Blake is caught up.
Yep.
To everything. She might not know about Crow's bad luck semblance. That might be the only thing she might not know. But even then, I thought that was more like a funny joke in episode 1. I didn't think
she hasn't been told everything, but she's been basically...
She knows enough.
Up to date with everything. Especially like regarding Salem and stuff, I suppose, so, and the relics.
Yeah. And then... Yeah, like the...
Then we had Osborne walk in.
Then we had John ask, what does the relic actually do? We got nice little confirmation that the relic can change sizes. Nice. Again, awesome. Things that weren't touched on episode 1, touched on here. Awesome. Then we just got, the idea that, grants wishes every 100 years, can grant 3. It actually, is... Although at that point it wasn't confirmed to be a genie, it was basically the genie idea.
Yeah, it basically answers questions. It wasn't really, no one's like, grants wishes. No, answers questions, so...
and can't answer... Can't predict the future. Can't do anything future. Yeah. Just it can tell you information that has happened. So I like that. So it doesn't seem that overpowered. Just by the fact it's meant to be overpowered, it doesn't seem that overpowered.
That it can answer any question about past events, and it's still pretty powerful.
Yeah. Did you watch Dan's review of episode 1?
No, I haven't yet.
Episode 2, I should say.
No, I haven't seen either of them yet. I've been meaning to catch up on YouTube.
One of the things he mentioned, and I regret, I should have commented on the video rather than saying it here. But he said that because obviously we later find out that there are 2 of 3 questions left on the Relic of Knowledge for this era, and his theory at the time was that Raven was the one to ask the question.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the Boopcast. Yeah,
and I'm like.
It was sealed 80 years ago.
One, it was sealed 80 years ago.
Yeah.
2, in Volume 5, Raven didn't know what the relic was.
Yeah.
She just knew. She knew about the relic. Obviously she knew what the relic's were a thing.
Yep.
But she had no idea what this relic did, because she says that we need this, if we want any chance of beating her, we need this relic. To me, it came off like she didn't even know what it was. To me, at least. Or at least she didn't act like she ever used it before. But yeah, it was sealed 80 years ago. Again, to me it was Oz. Oz just used it once before he sealed it away. I don't think there's anyone else other than Oz, unless you have a different idea. But I thought it was Oz.
I think it was likely it was Oz, unless it was Leo at some point when the Spring Maiden, before the Spring Maiden who ran off with the bandits.
That could be a good idea.
Yeah,
and maybe that's what made him join Salem. Maybe the question he asked made him learn something, and maybe it's like, what has Salem done in the past? And then he learned that and realized he had to be scared. That would actually, you know what? I love that idea. I assume by tonight's episode, we'll get the answer of what the first question was.
Maybe.
I assume, and that'll probably be the headcanon will be dead. But I really do like that idea, and we'll get into Leo in a little bit because I really want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But
the fact that Oz blatantly lied though about all the questions being answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there hadn't been, obviously.
No.
Whether or not he knew one had been asked, but definitely not all 3.
Yeah, but again, and we'll get into this in just a few minutes. But I love the reasoning why, and to me, it does make sense.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a. We'll get to that.
You didn't want them to ask anything, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, and the fact it changed size, we didn't mention that before.
No, I did. I said the fact that changed size is a cool little,
I like that too, because everyone was saying, oh, they made it smaller so it fits on Ruby's hip or Oscar's hip, that was the reasoning. Only the RWBY SFX is a live fiction, by the way. It's taken up the whole chat again.
But but yeah, I do like again. It was touched on like, but again, like it didn't bother me like, that it wasn't in the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, they just made the relic smaller for convenience sake. I would have been fine with that. But I'm glad that it's like, okay, let's just say the relic can do this because sure, why not? It's a powerful artifact of so many years ago. I think that's it for the house. Oh, we get Nora's little spasm and Crow spitting his drink out.
Yeah.
Nora wanting to ask questions. I love that. That was so cool. And the animation in this scene in particular, I think they must have used it. They must have had like a newer or just a very different animation style because there was clearly just the way they talked and just like it was great. I'm not saying it was bad, but it was just like visibly different. It was like a very different style.
Yeah.
Obviously more cartoonish of like Nora's expression and that kind of thing.
I love
but
Nora.
Just Ruby's face when she's looking at the relic when when Oscar is explaining with Nora behind him, just his face looked like they animated it very differently. Yeah. Which I like, but to me it was clearly different. Like they might have got a new animator because they have new animators on this season, of course.
Yep.
But it was very nice. Which I then think we then transition into Ruby keeping the relic safe, and then she finds it. What was she picking? What was she picking up?
Looked like dust cartridges or something.
Okay, I thought it might have been like bullets.
No, I think they were dust cartridges.
Dust? Okay.
Yeah. Looked like that to me, the little coloured tubes, yeah.
Yeah. Yang pulling her bike out of the snow. I remember someone mentioned that, like, oh, Yang can pick up a Grim, but she can't pull a bike out of the snow. And it's like...
Do you know how heavy a bike is? They're very heavy, okay?
And the Grim can, like, dissipate into dust. They can't be that heavy. But no, it's one of those things that she could have been using a semblance mildly. I just thought that was, I don't know, someone mentioned that. I was like...
I could just say, because Chris rides motorbikes and everything, bikes are very heavy. Okay,
yeah, no, bikes
they're super heavy,
and also it was in the snow.
And it was in the snow as well. So trying to pull the bike up was just you couldn't normally do something like that.
Yeah, see, we have a few different opinions whether it was dust or bullets. I thought it was bullets, but it could be dust.
They look coloured for me. They look different colours.
Did they?
They just they looked like dust cartridges. Maybe they were ones you can insert into Crescent Rays. Maybe but they look like
it just
the same.
During the train crash, a lot like the ammo cartridges might have just gone out of the magazine. Something I don't know.
I'm not sure, because we saw Weiss putting in dust cartridges into her case, and then we saw this one, and they look different coloured.
Okay, no, you're right, they are coloured. Okay, I didn't see it, but I'm looking at it now, they are coloured, so I think they are dust. Okay, you're right, I'm sorry.
Oh wow, I'm actually right. What's going on?
But then, also, I forgot to mention too, because I just saw it then, when I was looking back at the episode, Yang being like, Yang's little comment about just being, a lot of pressure, having that kind of power, but it's like, it's not so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I just like that little comment from her. Nice voice acting by Barbara. Very different inflection, very different kind of just attitude in Yang's voice there.
Yes.
Especially on the lot of pressure line, especially. But that whole sentence was like, there's a nice little inflection.
I think Barb's just been nailing all of Yang's lines recently.
Oh, sure.
They're just so good, just so on point.
Yang falling over in the snow was only like, that was an odd animation. I don't know. I always thought like that was an interesting little animation there. But I love like Maria. I love Maria's little like.
I am not defenseless.
I'm just a little hard of hearing and blind without my eyes. That are in desperate need of repair. Alright, I'm starting to see your point.
She's so funny. I love her.
Yeah, no, she's great. And it was very interesting that they chose to find her, or have her reveal herself before all this. Because obviously, this is a lot for this character to learn. For her not to be a significant character. So it's like they had her involved in all this, so she must be of some real significance. And I'm not saying that her being a silver-eyed warrior that lost her eyes, which is I think the most commonly accepted headcanon at the moment, isn't significant. But I don't see her as being a relevant character for the rest of the series, whether she dies or just goes away. But for her to see all this is like, that's really valuable information for her to have. So,
and I like how she doesn't say anything, she just watches. Like, you can see her expressions, especially with the eyes opening up and everything. I love it, but she's watching and observing, and I think she knows a lot more than what we think.
AC says, how long will it take before the cult is bothering everyone? My personal headcanon is one of two things. Either they have winter clothing in all the bags they had.
Yep, it's possible.
Or aura, because it protects from dust, also has a similar effect of protecting from elemental temperatures. Because it protects you from fire and ice. In theory, it could protect you from elemental stuff. That's my two takes on it. Yeah. So I don't think the temperature is really going to play a big factor in it.
No.
Should it? I don't know. I guess you could argue that it probably should, but it's also, you know, I'd much rather them focus on other stuff than that necessarily. You know, kind of like the idea of the character shorts. You know, there's some things you just have to kind of just accept and just kind of move on from, so they can focus on the more important stuff. Because RWBY has a hard-ass production time. We all know that. So they have a hard production cycle. They have like a lot of stuff they need to do. So the stuff that they choose not to work on for other reasons, I'm willing to accept. But again, doesn't mean it won't be explained in the next episode or later.
Yeah. Well, we are pretty sure in the trailer when we saw the shot with them walking through the snow, I think Weiss had a scarf on.
Weiss had a scarf on. And it's also one of those things where in previous trailers, like the trailer for Volume 2, they showed the flight with the mech, but they were wearing their Volume 1 outfits. Obviously, in the show, they weren't wearing their Volume 1 outfits.
And they showed a little bit of the food fight scene, but they didn't show all the food.
Oh, did they?
With Weiss getting slammed up against the pillar.
They could have done sneaky stuff like that, but don't know. We'll have to wait and see. To me, obviously, they haven't been in the snow long enough yet for it really to be a problem.
Yeah, that's really it.
But I also do think auras, auras worth.
It's true.
Auras are a thing, I'd say. It's the reason why Dudley didn't lose his arm. You know, he broke his arm. So.
Yeah, that's point.
Reasons. So then we have... So yeah, Maria going on a little rant, and then
Yang starts asking questions about.
Oh no, and then Crow was like, "Yeah, knock it off, go and track more Grim."
Yeah.
Blake, does that even matter?
Yes.
And then even Oscar's like, need an explanation, and I like the whole bringing back to half truths. I love Yang and Weiss. I love Yang and Weiss being the ones to be like, "Hey, Raven told us this.
Yeah.
We're the ones who are questioning of you." And again, although it doesn't seem like we're going down the path like I predicted of Ozpin, RWBY, and Weiss versus Oscar, Weiss and... Sorry, I fucked it up terribly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. From the poster.
But it seems like we are going to get more of the idea of Yang and Weiss being very much against Oscar and Oz, but RWBY and Blake being a bit more hesitant about it.
Maybe.
Just seeing Weiss and Yang team up, and even Blake always seems to just look at the others rather than have her own opinion. She always seems to, what are the other guys thinking? And RWBY obviously is a bit more, she's a bit more cautious and stuff.
Yeah.
But we get that, like, I did not lie to you, told you the half truth. I do like the whole, now's not the time, we're past that.
Yeah.
We've had that said enough, explained to us. And I like the reasoning. I think the reasoning was fair enough. Doesn't make it right, but I do like the idea of, if I told you, that would just make it worse. Because then you have negative emotions, and the relic is only faint. It's not super attractive. It's just a faint reaction. Granted, that could be another lie.
Yeah, but maybe. I still think he should have told them from the get-go.
No, I'm not. But again, I always, and if you've watched any of the streams, you know this is going to be a thing. I always err on the side of best case scenario.
Yeah.
Always. I'm always the optimist looking into these situations. And again, I've always said Oz is the shady guy. It is the lesser of two evils. Salem and Oz are both evil. The other thinks the other is the more evil of the two.
Yeah.
So that's what I've always thought. I still believe that. But I do like to at least think of the positive in terms of, like, he had a point. Doesn't make him right, but he had a point. That, if I told you, then there'd be double the amount of Grim attraction, because then you guys would be freaking out about it. I love Lice's wine. Lice's wine. Or wine. It actually still works. I'm tired of being told.
And people decide what's best for me.
That was a nice line. I don't know if it was the best line for this particular situation, but it was still just a nice line.
I just loved it anyway. It was great.
No, it was just a great line regardless. And then I loved, this is my favorite part. This is probably my favorite thing in RWBY, period.
Really?
I loved, this is the kind of shit I live for. I know people in RWBY live for fighting. These kind of character
interactions.
I love Ozpin defending Lionheart.
Yes.
And getting angry, saying, I know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
you have to trust me because I've lived through this. Leo was not the man you knew. I knew Leo. I had to defend him. I just love, and like, Leo wasn't the first. I know I'm freaking out here, but this is the character moments that I live for. And when I say that I would love a volume where it was nothing but talking, it's when it's done right, this is the reason why I like this stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's just good interaction and information.
It's so good. And again, like Yang like being like you call that a misstep? It's like he has done so much good. Yes, you guys haven't seen it. Yes, you don't.
He did so much bad as well. Like he was.
I know, but he wasn't wrong in a sense. Like again, you could boil it down to show don't tell. We were told this, not shown this. But this is a situation where I don't think that applies. I just love how fiercely Ozpin was defending him. It's like, yes, what he did was wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you. But again, if I told everyone, then everyone would freak out. Everyone, again, more grim attraction. And it's just like, Leo did a lot of good things for the kingdom. And it was just like, but then even Yang was like, but we're not Leo. We're not going to betray you. Yeah. Do you really think Leo was the first? And it's just like, I love it so much.
The voice actor, I've forgotten his name, but he just nails it so much.
Aaron Desmuke.
Yeah, he just nails it so much. Switching between Oscar and Ozpin and just the emotion in his voice and Leo wasn't the first. Leo was so good.
I am sorry, but you have to understand that my lies are based on experience. I don't have reason to think that you'll betray me, but I'm telling you that I have reasons for the things I do, the secrets I keep. And this is the second time where, again, you feel like he's going to go more into it.
Yeah.
And then RWBY, in a sense, interrupts.
Well, not exactly. He looked for the relic.
No.
Yeah,
but like in episode 1, he might have explained his actions then, but then RWBY interrupted. And then this one, RWBY, again, not directly, indirectly, by having the relic.
Yeah.
And it's like, where is the relic? And then this next line, it took me about 3 times to watch it to actually understand what the point of the line was. But Ozpin always says the relic handed over, and RWBY says... so all that time all those times you talk about faith in humanity, that was about someone else. Yeah. I didn't understand that line. I didn't understand the concurrent line. I think what the line was RWBY taking it personally.
Yes.
That Oz didn't want her to have the relic. He's like, you have faith in everyone else except for me.
Well, I thought it was more about the fact that he was he's mentioned before about trusting humanity. Especially that chat when just before the fight at Haven, when RWBY came in and it was Crow and Ozpin were having a chat. I think it's referring more to that conversation. And now when RWBY's they're finding out that Ozpin had lied to them, that he doesn't trust them, and she's like, well, what's all about trust? You said you wanted to put your faith in humanity, so. Yeah,
no, and that's what I initially thought, but that's what I thought, but that wasn't the best way to deliver that point. But the fact that she says for everyone else, that's to me think she took it personally. That's what to me makes me think she took it personally. I'm saying that's how I think makes the line make more sense to me.
Yeah,
where it's like please hand it over. So you have faith in everyone else except for me. For everyone else, you have faith in everyone, but for everyone else, but not me. Like, why can't I hold the relic? And that was reinforced by they can't do anything right now. Why does it matter who carries it?
Well, I don't think it was necessary that line was relating to the relic as such. It's just more about him not having trust in them, in her. Yeah.
That's what in her. That's my point. It feels like it was directly to RWBY. Again,
I guess
it wasn't
Oz's
point, but RWBY took it personally. Which again, it's like, that's a nice way to interpret it. Yeah, and I agree with So how do you pronounce that username? I keep mucking up on the username. Pishin.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it.
Okay, Pishin. I apologize, Pishin. Again, that's how I view it as. But it could be again, like you said, just not having faith in humanity as a whole.
Yeah.
This is how I interpret it, of course. And then we have the hostile takeover.
That was so good.
And a part of me, although it's hard to kind of interpret what Oscar knows compared to what Ozpin knows.
I don't think he knows the whole thing, but he knows.
No, he doesn't. Otherwise, he would just say the whole thing. Yeah. But that's what I mean. He kind of gets little glimpses into it.
Yeah.
He doesn't he's getting Oz's backstory gradually, but by the time in theory he gets it, they'll have merged, and he won't be the same person.
Yeah.
By that time, whereas now he's just gradually getting backstory, and also what Ozpin is thinking, he's getting the same thing. So Ozpin's thinking, okay, I have to hide this from them, but also while he's taking control of Oscar can't do anything about it. So in that moment, Oscar was heard what Oz was thinking, and then tried really hard to take control, and was like, watch out, he's hiding. Don't say say the name Jin. And that also reinforces
he's trying to stop you.
Trying to stop you kind of thing. Yeah. And I didn't get this the first time I watched it, but I guess the idea is whoever says the name is the only person that can ask for the wish.
Maybe.
Because when I think of wish granting, I think of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Z, when the dragon is summoned, it's whoever asks the first question gets the wish. I think in this case, whoever summons her.
Yeah, because that makes sense, because RWBY in a way summoned her.
Yeah, and which is why Crow said, do whatever you think is right. Like, no one else was trying to ask a question. Everyone was like, RWBY, ask what you think is right. So RWBY must be the only person who, at that point, could ask the question because she summoned her.
Yeah, possibly,
That's what
I also get the feel like Crow had no idea, like, just the look on his face, the shock. Like, he had no idea that there was Jin, about any of this.
I think he knew I knew what the relic did. I think he knew that you can ask wishes. Like, I think everything that was said in the house, he knew.
Yeah.
He didn't realize that there was a genie involved. He didn't realize that there were still wishes on the relic. Those are the two things he didn't know. Questions. I say wishes?
Yes. You say wishes like 3 times. Questions!
Sorry, questions.
Questions.
Sorry.
You can't wish to be rich or something. Ask questions, yes.
Yes. And then we got the reason why RWBY is no longer on YouTube. We got the demonetization genie.
Yeah. There were no nipples, but
no nipples. I think in some shots they were there, but they just weren't coloured in. They might have been there.
I don't know.
But just at the angle, or just because of how the Maya works, like you don't see certain things, you don't see the outlines unless it's a certain angle. But I think from the side you kind of saw a little bit of a nipple. But just front on, there were no outlines of it. So it kind of blended in with the background.
The demonetization genie.
Demonetization genie. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm sorry. Again, it's questions, not wishes. I apologize. Yeah, like whoever holds the relic and says the name.
Do the Macarena.
Yeah, but there were no no nasty bits. Even the concept art, like there was nothing there, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I do like it because they recently came out with a RWBY episode that was all about Jin and her character design, and all that kind of stuff. It was all really cool. Like she's meant to look worldly and so I guess what's one thing that no other character in RWBY has? Well, naked. No other character in RWBY is naked, so that makes her immediately different. I love, obviously coming from an artist perspective, I love the eyeliner because that's always something I really focus on when I'm drawing. I always try to give characters really unique eyelines.
Yes.
There's something if you look across a character, they'll have the same outlines across different drawings, and other characters won't have them. That's something I do with my drawings. So I like her really distinct one. She had the same eyes as Salem, where they were black, not white. Kind of hints the idea that Salem isn't human, which I guess we already knew that, but it's kind of just a little connection there, I think. Not that I think Salem has anything to do with the relics, but even though what if she looked the spirit of destruction in the relic? That'd be interesting. Well, I guess we don't. We know that she isn't because of what we learn in a little bit. Yeah, I love Jen, everyone's reactions to it. Of course, a lot of people tied into some shipping aspects with their reactions. Oh my god, they're all bikes. They're all shocked at this. Shut up.
It's a giant naked woman, okay?
I will say I love Crow's reaction. Crow's reaction was the best. Wait, yeah, does that mean Crow's gay because he didn't look at it? If you're going to call the rest of them bi because they're all lesbian because of their reaction, then that has to mean Crow's gay. Which is not, we know that's not true. Yeah. And again, Blake's ears reacted because of a loud noise.
Yeah.
Because of the moan. It wasn't sexual. I mean, it was sexual a little bit, but it wasn't. Again, I think Yang and Blake can very much be bi. I am not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying just because of the reaction, and if we even get then to the voice to who they call out to later, which again was mentioned heavily in the boob cast, which is why I say go suggest that thing. So I'm not going to talk about it here. But again, just let the show don't stop reading into shit. Just let the show describe shit. We'll get there. Relax.
So funny.
We good?
Yes, I'm good. I love how Maria's eyes widen up when we go back to the shot with Jin, and they're really wide.
I do love White's reaction was one of the funniest, which was she didn't know what to think. Yang and Blake were more just Blake looked almost concerned, and Yang was just shocked.
I think that almost was whoa, giant naked lady Jenny thing.
And that's the point. The point of those reactions was to emphasize how different this thing is. Yeah. That was the point, because it's meant to look something alien, meant to look something completely different. And that's something that RWBY hasn't always captured really well, is making the idea of something being foreign. The idea of magic was one that they kind of failed on, and this, not so much, or the people just misinterpreted this. Some reactions are I'm meant to sound oh my god, that was bad writing. I'm meant to sound, no, this is how crazy it's meant to be. You know, magic is meant to be something completely foreign to everyone. Yes, from our perspective, that seems dumb. But, again, like, semblances and aura are something that can be explained. Magic isn't, you know. And even this genie, yes, to us this looks like a big naked lady. To them, this looks like something that's just completely, you know, otherworldly. That's the point of it. And that's what their reactions are meant to emphasize.
She definitely doesn't look human. Like, she just looks... She's cool.
One thing I was wondering, too, is she... Like, is her only existence and purpose to be this knowledge giver? Or does she in herself have a personality and a memory, and could she converse with people outside of the idea of just relaying knowledge?
Well, she said basically she was a being created by the god of light to aid mankind.
But she also said like she knew Ozpin, and like she recognized Ozpin, so she clearly has a memory. She clearly is a person in a sense.
I guess she probably has memories of the times when she's been out of the lamp, questions being asked, people who have asked the questions.
What I'm wondering is, could you ask her questions about Ozpin because she knows Ozpin that don't count as questions of knowledge about the relic?
I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering, obviously she would spin it as if that's you asking a question, but outside the relic of knowledge, could she actually talk to her about that? Like, could she actually talk? Like, I don't know. This is really meta questions I'm getting into. I'm just really curious if... Yeah, I don't know. Really interesting. I assume, again, she's based off Aladdin. I assume that's her inspiration.
Well, genie in a lamp, sort of. Yeah, I've got that sort of idea.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah. Like, and there's like, I think, well, that's weird. Why'd they reference that? But they've referenced Jungle Book, so I guess it's not that far-fetched. And again, Aladdin is an old tale. It's not just a Disney film. I think it is an actual old fairy tale.
It is, yeah. One of the guys mentioned that in the chat before, too, about the original story. Yeah. It's like with a lot of the modern fairy tales, there are, like, the original old stories.
A lot of modern stories have a lot of, like, old school fairy tale inspiration, especially like a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah, they all originated from somewhere.
I was actually thinking, I think after I saw this episode, and I thought to myself, how many Disney films are out there that aren't, like, Disney animated films? I'm talking about Disney mainline animated films, not talking about, like, Toy Story or Pixar, just mainline Disney films. I was wondering how many Disney films aren't based on fairy tales. And my first thought was Frozen, because I don't think Frozen is based on a fairy tale. I could be wrong. But, and, like, Lion King, I know isn't... I don't know. I guess we'll go... Anyway, getting off track here. Nice work. So, just trying to...
Yes.
Yeah, so, and also, Ruby's face 2 was very, like, she was very shocked, she was very concerned. And it just reemphasizes how young Ruby is. I was like, oh, you poor child. you poor unadulterated child.
Reminds me more of the genie of the ring rather than genie of the lamp genie. Oh yeah, because you're saying about the original Aladdin story, there was the genie of the lamp and the genie of the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Which also ties into maybe what the other relics do, or like stuff like that, like what the other relics do and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then obviously we get the asks. We get asked, like, you know, what knowledge you require. Scene to scene, talked about. Back to the girls.
Yeah.
And then she, like you said, she describes, like, I'm the being of knowledge created by the god of light.
I haven't seen the RWBY episode yet, but apparently, I think it was either RWBY or it was on the RWBY Rewind, one of the two, where they said that Jin's jewelry is actually parts of the lamp.
Yeah, that was a RWBY episode.
Yeah, like her bangles and the chains and everything. All
the
part
chain
of the
is
lamp.
all based off the lamp, and then it also ties into the Mistral symbol, possibly being represented with the lamp as well.
Yeah, and she's the statue in Haven Academy
she's
as well.
The statue. The way that they talked about it, it was more akin to they based Jin's design off the statue.
Okay.
Not necessarily that Jin was just. So I'm not sure exactly again if when she was put that statue was there, that was the intention. Or
unless I don't know.
So I'm not sure. They didn't make it clear, like...
Maybe they designed the statue and then they were thinking about Jin and said, oh, it would be cool if we actually use the same design for the statue, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what they implied, but I'm not certain. But yeah, but basically the statue and Jin are the same person, so the Jin leads to the relic and then the relic leads to Jin, so it's all full circle kind of thing. Nice little touches there. And like the idea that a smoke effect makes a dress, which I didn't notice the first time, but like if you look at it from the far shots, the way her smoke literally forms a dress.
It forms a dress, yeah, because the statue does have a sort of wearing a dress, which of course they wouldn't have a naked lady on the statue at the academy.
Well, I mean, I was gonna, at the academy, yes. I was gonna say in real life, almost all statues are bloody naked. Damn old Greeks. And then she go. I think then she's just talking about. She then ends up talking about like, 3 wishes every 100 years. You're on luck. I have still. And then Ozpin's like, shut up. Then I have choose 2 wishes this era, and again, and then has a shot of all 4 girls, and again, it's only Yang and Weiss that have like an actual like a clenching fist, angry reaction, whereas Ruby and Blake
see
are
wishes again.
Shocked. Damn it!
Question.
It's a genie. I apologize. Questions. I can only answer 3 more questions this era again on years, and it was Weiss and Yang that had the visible angry reaction, whereas whereas Ruby and Blake were more just like confused, and then you had Crow just the loss of face in that man's face was just like, well, I can see why now he gets drunk and gets fallen to Grim.
Yes.
Again, I'm sorry. Questions. I know. I'm sorry. But so we get so I guess we now know why the intro was then that Crow basically probably gonna lose face.
Yeah.
Don't call me filth.
It's filth.
Crow is probably gonna lose faith in Ozpin as well now, along with the.
Especially depending what we're going to see.
Yeah. And then Ozpin's just like pleading for Ruby, just like, and clearly whatever we learn in next episode isn't that detrimental, because obviously Oscar is far away, but they're still traveling with him.
Yeah.
So it can't be that earth-shattering. I think it more just like, Salem was human once, but that might be the extent of it.
Yeah.
We don't know really how much more there is to it.
I'll do that later, Smash.
Then...
good. And then we, Ruby asked the question. Oh no, wait, before that, so Crow was like, he went sort of hey and stepped towards them, and Yang, Weiss, and Blake are like, no.
Yeah, they weren't having it. They weren't having anything. And then Crow's just like, hey, you just do whatever you think is right. Right now, that's fine. You just do what you think is right.
Just do what you think is right, kiddo.
Yeah, and then she's okay. And the one question she asks is, "What has been hiding from us?" We get the scream, which is the one inconsistency that was in this episode. When he screams, the snow is moving, and then in every other scene, the snow isn't moving.
Huh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So it's like 1 second where he yells no, and they see the snow moving in the background. That's the one inconsistency.
Unless it's only frozen around them, and then in the background it's still moving. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. It's one of those you have to go back and watch to kind of understand it.
Okay, I'll have a look later.
Yeah. Then we go into the thing. We see the vision. Everyone calls out names, which everyone calls out everyone's names. Yes. We just see each different name from a different perspective, but everyone does call out everyone's names.
Yeah, well, the things like with Yang's, for example, because she called Blake, and when she went to say Ruby, she opened her mouth to say Ruby, it went to Weiss. That's all it was. And Weiss called Ruby twice. Well, the second time was like, Ruby?
That is all it was.
Exactly, peoples.
I don't want that on the mic. I don't do that very often, so I don't know how bad that was. So I apologize. And then we get very much the Yellow Brick Road and the Emerald City vibe. I got from it. All the weapons.
So
I'm curious if this is a place that maybe exists on the Dragon Continent. This is an actual place that exists.
I think it's where Salem is now. Even though we haven't seen much of her realm.
Well, we haven't actually seen the outside of her castle, because that could be her castle.
A lot of people saying it looks like Beacon. It could be that when Beacon was built, Ozpin was inspired by the tower and built it. I think in RWBY
Rewind they mentioned it was a coincidence, but that could be Patrick just being a troll. Like that. So.
Well, I could see, like, if Ozpin's seen this tower, then when he was building Beacon, he may have been inspired to build Beacon in a similar likeness to it. But I definitely don't think it's Beacon, because the academies were founded to probably thousands of years, hundreds of years after this.
Well, they could have just repurposed the building for the they don't like. Bleh. Oh, God. It could just repurpose the building and named it the Kingdom. That's why that kingdom is so more. That's why the Academy is so much more extravagant than the rest of the academies.
Maybe.
Apart from the Atlas. Atlas is probably the only one that will be as extravagant as.
Yeah.
Well, whereas obviously Mistral is a lot more low key, and Shade is probably a lot more low key as well. Although Shade might be a massive pyramid. Mistral is very low key.
Because it appears like Salem seems to live in like a big sort of tower or castle from what little we've seen. So to me,
all we've seen is like windows from the hall. That's about all we've kind of seen.
And the view, it looks like it's very high up. So
and like a basement arena kind of thing. So all things, and that's all from inside. So we haven't seen the outside.
No.
So we really don't know. But yeah, it could just be a land that's ravished by dust and earthquakes and just change it, and all that's left is just the castle, and the rest of the world's just destroyed around it.
Yeah, I did actually think of that. I was trying to remember her name on the Boobcast AC. Yeah, I mentioned that because if you've ever seen Wicked, which is set before the times with oh god, I have mind blank. But with
it's set before Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. That's what I was thinking. Oz. Wizard of Oz. So Wicked was set before the times of Wizard of Oz, and it's set about Theodora before she became the Wicked Witch of the West. And she was a very caring, loving person, but she was born with green skin, and everyone saw her as evil. And events were unfolding which weren't her fault; they were just coincidence, and everyone blamed her. Was it? No, it wasn't Theodore, it was Elphaba, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and in Wicked, I think it was Elphaba, and she was foreseen as being the cause of all these bad events unfolding, and she also found out that the Wizard of Oz was a fake, and then she just took on, everyone was calling her a Wicked Witch, so she took that on and said, fine, yes, I am the Wicked Witch, rah, 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 and was against trying to prove to everyone that the wizard was a fake. And
how have I never heard that before? This is like the most obvious reasoning. I've never heard that before. That is insane. How have I never heard that before?
I'm surprised. Actually, I haven't really brought it up before. I have thought of it. And
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I love Wicked. It was amazing. It was great.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's like a theatre show. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I like the idea. Dan has mentioned before the idea of Oscar being Ozma. Which is like the predator, like the next Oz after the Great Wizard.
Yeah.
And it's like a spirit that has the ability to suppress magic. So like that's what will be Oz's semblance will be the idea to suppress semblances. That'll be his semblance. Yeah, it's like Ozma or something like that. Like that was Oscar's inspiration. He was the Oz. Yeah. And wow, I'm really surprised that that I've never heard that before. That makes so much sense.
It's a very sad story. Very, very sad.
Like I said, like I've always felt that Salem will end up being, not a good guy, but the lesser of the two evils, and Oz will actually be the evil. That's what I've always. I'm really annoyed that I've never heard anyone else mention that before.
No, I should have brought it up earlier. I guess now that we're talking about it more and finding out
I've never even seen like a review. I've never seen I've never seen a theory. I've never seen a review. I've never seen anything about that before.
I should do a video about it. We'll see what happens.
Just edit this out of the VOD and just so you can make a video about that. Hell, I might do some research. On that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I had to. It's been years since I've actually seen Wicked.
Yeah.
But
we do get the confirmation that Salem was human.
I'm melting. Sorry.
God, I hope that's not. I hope that's not bloody. How it ends. That'll be so like.
Well, that's how the Wicked Witch of the West died.
That's why it was lame.
Yeah, and even showed that in the end of Wicked as well, because it starts off like the events before, like the Wizard of Oz and everything, and then it sort of goes like during the event, and then at the end. Yeah. So it fills in all the spots. Yeah. Her actual reasoning for being there at the end too.
My voice. So then we get confirmation that she was human. I was right. But as something that's and this is more going into like kind of theory crafting, I guess. But the idea that we joked about it last week, and we were all like, ha 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 ha, that's stupid. The idea that Salem could be connected to John because the emblem that was in the background of the banner, could very well be a thing, because she has the diamond crest that she has on her head and she has on her dress.
Yeah.
But then also looks to be like the two crescents behind it, and we know that John's emblem isn't his own. That was mentioned back a long time ago, and obviously that the fact that his weapon is a family heirloom, that his great grandfather used, which also connects to the idea of the Great King of Vale, which also connects to Ozpin's John. So John could just be bloody connected to bloody everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. It's funny because when I saw the intro and I saw some people chatting about the intro about the blonde girl. Hey, she's blonde. She's John's ancestor. I'm like,
yeah,
that's an interesting one. But like out of the ballpark. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then in your tweet when you showed the symbol on Salem's curtains that it was Jean's emblem, are like, oh, hey guys! So that crazy idea I mentioned in the last corner of Remnant,
Could Coach Morse be a key to unlocking the relic of choice? I'm not sure. I have seen brightened up shots and screenshots of the relic in Vale behind the machine, behind the Amber's machine. There does looks like to be a grand door in the background, so that could be the entrance to the vault. The vault of but yeah, so obviously this episode, there's so much happened in this episode, and this has really shown how great Volume 6 has started off and has gone really good, and I think it's really just a credit to Miles and Kerry and how good they've gone. They went from such a strong episode story-wise and also fighting-wise to go to a really, really kind of dialogue-wise episode and done it really well. Obviously, Melanie has really hyped up tonight's episode, so I'm really excited for that.
Yes, that tweet. I haven't seen the title or thumbnail for the next episode yet.
I've looked for it, I haven't even seen it yet. So I for once don't actually even know.
Usually be out by now, so...
I might just go open up Reddit for a second.
It hasn't come out yet. Okay. Interesting, because normally it'll be out by now, so...
Normally it comes out, Verve leaks it, but maybe Rooster Teeth contacted them and asked them to be a bit more cautious about that.
Thanks, Pishin. Yeah, if you could. I like to see the thumbnail and the title. To me, that's not really spoilers because I'm going to see as soon as I open up the website to go watch the video anyway.
I haven't. No, there's still nothing here on nothing.
I might be keeping it like
because you know the Rooster Teeth website now, the new version. Because back in the old days, if something was scheduled on the Rooster Teeth website, it'd be up on the schedule. Now they can hide it even if it's scheduled. Also, this also ties into the idea that you mentioned on Twitter, and that obviously Daylight Savings has started or ended, whatever. Daylight Savings is an enigma to me. Don't even try to explain it.
I'm pretty sure they're an hour back, so it will come out at 1 a.m. our time, but I'm still not sure. Yeah,
because that started like on the 4th, like last week.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, all the scheduled videos are still like the same time, our time.
Yeah.
Like, videos are still scheduled for, like, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, when, like, that's when they'd upload their videos, their time, which is, like, their 10 in the morning, is, like, 2 at night. Even after this Daylight Savings thing, it still says the same times, like, Minecraft is still coming out at 1 o'clock, and, I'm saying the videos that I watch that I know come out at these certain times, like, Minecraft, Achievement Hunter always comes out, like, 2 o'clock at morning, and, like, last night it came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Despite it being, so I don't know if it's actually changed anything, so I'm really not sure, but hopefully it comes out earlier, but if it doesn't, it doesn't, that's how it happens. Not everyone can stay up till 3 a.m. to watch it, like myself. So some people like you, it doesn't really matter.
No, I won't be staying up, but I'm a little worried because I need to schedule my reaction videos. Like, what time do I schedule it for?
I mean...
I could still keep it at 2 a.m.
If you put it out an hour earlier... I mean, to be fair, it's like, oh, hey, now I can actually watch reactions after seeing the next episode, which still drives me nuts.
No, I'm not meant to upload it to for the public.
I know. I think last week I did watch one reaction of episode 1 before I watched episode 2. So I did have the patience to watch 1. I was like, nah, screw it, I'm watching episode 2. Yeah, so I guess just a tie now. I think we talked everything about episode 2. Predictions. What do you think we're going to see in episode 3?
Well, I think we're definitely going to see more about the girl in the tower story, which I'm very interested for. But there'll be something else in there too, because they usually do at least 2 sort of main focuses of the story. Like in Chapter 2, we had about Cinder and Team RWBY and the Relic. So there'll be something else in there too.
We had 3/2 in episode 1, if you count the flash forward. We had Adam, and then we had all the girl stuff.
Yeah.
Then in episode 2, we had the flashback stuff, the Cinder stuff, and then the current stuff. So let's go on the basis we're going to get 3 different things this episode. So yeah, like I said, we've got more of the girl in the tower.
Yeah. It'll be more of the girl in the tower and that whole, and maybe a little bit of Salem in there. It will make sense to cut to Salem.
I think so, because we got the trailer. It was assuming the first 3 episodes. I think we're going to get Emerald, Salem, and also seeing the girl in the tower stuff, then transitioning to Salem makes sense.
Yeah.
Just to tie all that in. Don't think we'll see Cinder.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know if we're going to follow Juniper's story or not. A lot of people think we are. I really don't know. I think we'll also go back to the girls. We'll see like a current, but that also counts for the girl in the tower. I think that counts as the same storyline, I think. But we'll see them, because again, like we saw them in the trailer walking on a snowfield. We haven't seen that yet, so I assume we'll see that this episode with when Weiss has a scarf back.
Yes.
I'm
just reading the chat too, where they're talking about the different relics and things too, and it's really some good ideas in there, guys. The Shadow Sea, I think, will be something different, but no.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah, what the Shadow Sea is and what the other relics are. Like, do the other relics have beings?
Did they all have a being, or it's just the knowledge one? It makes sense for the knowledge because its ability is to answer 3 questions, and it makes sense to have a being there to do that.
To answer the questions, yep.
But also, what do the other relics' abilities have?
I read somewhere that someone thinks the moon was the relic of destruction. And that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Where's the relic of destruction again? Is that in Atlas? Or is that in...
Well, I don't think it's really been confirmed which one is in which. It's just more we've sort of guessed.
The maiden. We know which maiden is associated with which.
I don't think it's been completely confirmed yet, though, which maiden is associated with which one. I don't believe so.
Crow mentioned that the summer opens destruction, winter opens creation, fall opens choice, and spring opens knowledge. That was the start of Volume 5, he mentioned that. But and we know that choice was in... I think we know choice is in Vale. Otherwise, that's just headcanon, but I think we... Do we? Maybe we don't.
Well, I don't think it's actually been confirmed. All we know is spring is associated with knowledge.
Because the Fall Maiden was in Vale, we assume the choice was in...
Yeah, but I don't think...
we don't know that.
I think, we don't know for sure. It hasn't been completely confirmed. Okay. It's just more guess at what we've guessed and assumed,
Yeah.
But I've heard... Beacon relic,
But the two theories I've heard is that the Relic of Destruction was what destroyed the moon. That makes sense to me. And that the Relic of Creation might have something to do with Penny.
Maybe.
Which I really like that idea of, like, that's how they made an artificial aura, was through the Relic of Creation. Like, that... And again, it makes sense, no offense, it makes sense for Ironwood to be the kind of person to misuse the Relic.
Yeah, well, he has this power.
But at the same time, Ironwood's also the person who might not know anything about the relics. Even though he's a lieutenant, Osmond might not have told him everything. Because again, like, we know he knew about Salem, I'm pretty sure. But he still seemed like the new one. He was still the newbie. He was the new lieutenant at the time. Yeah. So we don't know how much he really knows.
Oh, Atlas creation because the emerald looks like a paintbrush.
That's a good call. And then Destruction... Well, I guess...
Destruction's likely in Vacuo.
Vacuo and Veil were both weapons.
Yeah.
So... But Choice was... No, Choice because it was 2 axes. Like a choice between 2 things.
2 things, yeah.
And then Vacuo was 3 swords.
Yeah.
So, Destruction. I guess that all ties in.
That all makes sense, yeah.
Which ties into the idea that maybe, like, the weapon of destruction is just, like, the relic of destruction is an actual weapon, like a sword. It is just an actual sword, but, like, we can use it in, like, unique ways. The possibility of the choice being an axe. I don't know how much that ties into choice. That'll be interesting to see. And then the idea of a relic being a paintbrush, I really like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be something cool. And again, it could create things.
Yeah, and then, like, they don't do an axe. Like, that's just what they look like. They don't actually, like, you don't paint something.
No.
It's just, it looks like a paintbrush.
Well, it could be that maybe you use it to, its ability to create things. It's not necessarily paint, but, maybe, I don't know.
Sure, but, like, I'm just saying, like, just, like, its function, like, again, like, I'm not saying that someone had hit the moon with like, if the relic of destruction is a sword. I'm saying the person the sword had to hit the moon. That's not what I'm saying. Like, like, I'm not saying they actually have to do their functionality. Like, the Relic of Creation might be more of a wand, but it looks like a brush.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Relic of Destruction might just be a sword, but you can still say, hey, destroy the moon, power, moon destroy.
Why would you destroy the moon, of all things?
I don't know, like, again, or maybe trying to destroy the world, but you can't destroy the world you're standing on. Destroying the moon would cause a huge issue.
Yeah.
The world, but the world just managed to survive it, because, maybe, I wonder if the Relic of Destruction can destroy things, but it can't destroy it can't destroy the world. It can't cause anything that would cause the collapse of the world.
Yeah.
That's a limitation. Like, the Relic of Knowledge can't save the future. The Relic of Destruction can't wipe out humanity, and it can't just physically destroy the world itself.
Well, I guess because if it was to destroy the world itself, then it would destroy itself, so maybe it's something to do with that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I have no idea what the choice one would be.
And that's why I think it's interesting that has to do with 4, that has to do with Ozpin, that has to do with Veil.
Choice.
I like what
if
the
you made
choice
the choice
has to apply.
between good and evil.
Yeah. Oh, imagine if Ozpin used the Relic and made Salem evil. Or it's like there's something like that, like a choice is made for someone. That's what the Relic does. Like, the Relic of Choice could do, like, maybe mind control. That's what I could tie into, like, the idea of choosing. Again, what has to do with axes, I'm not too sure. But that's still just a theory that the symbols have anything to do with the, relics.
Oh, yeah, I see, that's a good idea. That's cool.
Yeah. Like, that's what I mean, like the idea of, like, the paint bringing paintings to life. Like, that to me seems a little too literal. But the lamp did summon a genie. So
yeah, well,
they do seem to have a literal
summoned an actual genie, yeah.
intention. But I like that the relic again was like is a lamp, but it's still not obvious. Like, it's still not obvious. It just looks like a cool design. It doesn't look like a lamp or a lantern necessarily. So, like, again, like, I hope that the other relics are a bit more like they're also on the nose of what they are. Like, you just see, like, this really cool pattern, but if you hold it upside down, it actually looks like a sword. But it's just this, like, arrangement of, like, different, like, just, it's like a design, but it just happens to have what looks like a handle, and you could use it as a sword.
Yeah.
The paintbrush looks like a wand, but it kind of looks like, like, not literal.
Yeah.
It's just what I'm
Yeah.
But, as long as you guys can keep talking to the chat, I think... Whew.
I think it's time for us to start wrapping up. I'm starting to get hungry. I haven't had lunch yet.
I didn't have dinner last night.
Oh, didn't you?
I had to go help a friend in an emergency when I came home.
No.
It was like, it's too late. I'm not making dinner. I'm like, I'm hungry. It's like, I don't care.
That's when you just need some leftovers or something.
Yeah. Well, I got peanuts.
You got peanuts. Just
I'm
survive.
going out tonight, so I won't have dinner at home again.
I've got a thing on tonight too. I got my dad's 60th birthday tonight. So.
Oh, nice. Let's all wish Larissa's dad a 60th birthday.
Yeah, I'm dressing up too, so make sure you watch Twitter, because I will be putting a photo of what I'm wearing. And no, it's not RWBY related, but yes, I will be.
Shame. But yeah, and the relics do also have an ability to change their form to a degree, so that's another good point.
Yeah.
Like the relic of knowledge can change its size. Maybe it can change its physical appearance as well, but it's just...
Maybe it could, yeah.
Yeah. And we still don't know, like, how this ties into magic in the rest of the world, how it ties into Oz.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. I am really losing my voice right now.
The dad of Oz.
If you guys want to keep chatting, please keep doing, but thank you all for coming out. This has been a really good stream, I felt.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Especially after, a lot of you guys, had your fill of the Boopcast, for you guys to still hang around and, chat and stuff. It's really appreciated.
Just trying to get as much RWBY in as we can.
Off all stream.
My headphones are pushing against my wig, which is pushing against my ear, and it's really painful.
One strand and just keeps coming across my face. It looks like it gives me like a dimple. It gives me like a dimple inside my face.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to ask the chat as well, and those who are possibly watching on YouTube as well right now. Did you want me to do, on YouTube you can do this thing called a premiere. So I don't do it for my reactions because it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm not awake then. But with the Corner of Remnant, so they'll be going up around midday, or in this case 1 p.m. my time. Would you like me to do a premiere and Dawn, whether or not Dawn's available, but I could be available at the time it goes up, and we can talk about it in the chat as well.
Yeah, so basically how we always tell you guys to comment on the YouTube videos, we could actually just do a second live stream, in theory, in a sense.
The only issue is that I'm doing D&D sessions with a bunch of friends on a Sunday at midday. And it may be every Sunday or every second Sunday. We haven't decided yet, so there's possibly a chance that I won't be there in the live chat, but you guys can still talk in the premiere.
It's one of those things too where if it wasn't for the fact that you just said, like, I don't do my reactions premiere because I won't be up to watch the live chat.
2 a.m.
I would say, like, maybe we should post these at a different time zone so people who couldn't watch it live time zone wise could, but then we couldn't react and talk in the chat to it.
Yeah,
so
that's the only thing.
It's an interesting situation, but yeah, guy, definitely just let us know.
Yeah.
More importantly, let Larissa know.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to do the premiere thing.
Because definitely, because we'll definitely be able to. It's just for anyone who can't do it today.
Yeah.
It's just because we'll upload it tomorrow, which will be the equivalent to Saturday and Sunday for other places. It might be a bit more convenient for them because obviously it's Friday night now for a lot of people, but it's also Saturday. Not everyone's free on Saturday, but for us, Sunday will be free because it's Sunday in Australia, but then Saturday might be more freedom for America. It just seems like a good idea that might help some people, I think.
Yeah, and I know Beck did it with the Boopcast during the week when she did chapter 1.
That seems to go.
Yeah, so let me know if you look. Even if I'm not there, you guys just still have a live chat and discuss, and I'll review it all when I come back, when I'm back at home. But yes, that is a thought. Anywho, anyone have any questions before we wrap up the stream?
Anything to do about episode 3, episode 2? Obviously,
no, not episode 3.
Well, a prediction.
Predictions. Yeah, predictions. Nothing to do with the preview, of course. That was sure.
Yeah. So I think just to reiterate, I think we'll probably see the rest of the Salem story, a little more on the girls traveling.
Maybe.
And we'll see Salem stuff. I think
it's going to cut to Salem, at least probably at the end. Yeah, I think so.
And also another little tidbit. We know that Barbara has finished recording her lines for
Volume 6.
For Volume 6.
Yep.
And she's very happy about it. She's obviously hyping it up. And that's the one thing about this volume. I don't know where the hell we're going this volume.
Yeah,
no idea. I don't know if we're going to get to Atlas. I don't know if we're going to get to Argus. A part of me though is hoping that Winter is at Argus. I thought of that throughout the week and like, what if Winter is at Argus?
Oh, the Winter Maiden.
No,
Winter.
Winter.
Sorry, we're talking about Maidens.
Weiss and Crow can catch up with Winter.
With Winter, she may be.
Because again, she was in Mistral and she was sent back, but maybe she wouldn't be all the way back. She was brought to Argus.
Yeah.
And again, we know that Elizabeth has hinted at stuff for Winter this volume.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that Kara didn't know. So we know that there's something, at least at the time. Obviously, I assume they've recorded lines at this point. Yeah. If they are interactive this volume.
Yeah, Argus is a military base, absolutely. And we might see
which makes so much sense because Argus in a lot of other stories, whether we're looking at DC is also Marvel's also a military thing in DC, so that's a cool little touch in there.
Yes, that's cool. But yeah, we might see a bit of Junior as well, possibly.
Yeah, I hope to see Junior, whether that be. Some people have said obviously might run into Adam because he was on the train. Might run into Hazel. No, that was the good point. That was a good point. If Hazel is tracking them, then he would keep following the train, which means Hazel would run into them at Argus.
But also, who took Emerald and Mercury back to Salem, unless he did and came back, or they knew it?
If we're going with the idea that Hazel is the big guy that was mentioned by the Malachite, the spiders, which would be cool because that ties in more to the kind of odd fight we got between Red, Nora, and Hazel in Volume, which, that was a fight for the sake of people who were left over. If we now have the fight again, but we have more story to it, it might be just a bit cooler it's like, hey, we fought once before, let's fight again.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, with Hazel taking on Ren, Nora, and John, and Hazel can handle Ren and Nora easily enough. So it'd be cool to see the three of them fight Hazel. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be. I'm not sure, AC, because I never thought of it before until Don was sort of bringing up about the Relic of Choice and Salem possibly.
Yeah, maybe Salem chose that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Again, really interesting. This volume is just so full of... I don't know where the fuck we're going to go, but I'm so excited to see it now.
Same. I'm, super hyped for Chapter 3.
Good. Yeah,
and we'll be here again next week discussing it.
Yep, and 13, 14 hours from now, the reactions will start going up.
Yeah, so make sure you check out all the reactions. and the review videos, and the theory videos, and the fan art.
Yeah, go make sure any of you guys check out Twitter if that's most convenient for you, or DeviantArt. I just posted one 2 hours ago.
Yes.
So you can make sure you check that out. Or also, if you guys came here from the YouTube video that I posted, the first link in that is also the link to that artwork.
There we go.
Because I'll take that video down after the stream ends, because that was just a We're Live video.
I've got too many commands. I know I have one here for Twitter. Oh, here we go. I found it.
So,
it's like there's too many commands.
Yeah, so if you can go check that out, that'd be
no,
awesome.
it didn't work.
No. Bot, you failed.
That's meant to be a command. Rude.
Yeah, but Cian also mentioned the Juniper Raven fight, so maybe like the Hazel Juniper fight could be like a reference to that. That'd be a cool little thing, because that's something we were going to see in Volume 3, but we didn't. Miles and Carey never knew the story behind it, so didn't end up doing it.
Yeah.
So that'd be an interesting take. Again, I'd love to see more Juniper stuff, and that means, and if that means chucking in Hazel in there for the sake of fighting, I'd be fine with that. Or what if Juniper met up with Winter?
Yeah.
Because they got there first, so.
I just realised I don't have Discord open. Oops. Sorry. It's going to come up over your screen. I'm sorry. I'll move in a second.
My face. But yeah, no, thank you guys. This has been an awesome stream, and I'm very much looking forward to next week's and obviously tonight's episode. And yeah, just thank you all for tuning out. You guys have been really awesome.
Yes, thank you everyone for watching and joining in on the chat and hanging out and the lurkers as well. Appreciate it all. Yeah.
You're the real MVPs. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and those watching on YouTube still, we love you.
You guys are mad lads. I really appreciate it.
And yeah, we'll see you guys all next week. This time next week we'll be talking about Chapter 3.
I'm annoyed saying that because you still don't know the title yet. So it's like,
no, we don't know the title.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
I don't know what Chapter 3 is yet. But...
It's going to be good though, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype going into this one.
A lot of hype in this one.
Doing a very job.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those who are not first members, though, I think the people watching this, it could be the ones on YouTube. Of course, if you're not a first member, make sure you avoid social media, because I'm sure people are going to be exploding.
Yeah, and that's something too, like I guys said to check my Twitter, and also for the art stuff. I just would like to let you know that I'm sorry if I'm the arsehole here. I'm spoiler. I'm not spoiler free. I will say spoilers. I post art on spoilers. That's just how I've always done my art. That's how I've always done it. If you want to follow us, like the Corner of Remnant, but not as well, then follow Larissa. Yeah. 100%. If you want to see spoilers,
try and not share, or anything.
I don't try to outright say spoilers or talk about it. I save that for this. That's why I do this stream, because I save all that stuff for here.
Yeah.
But I do post artworks on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays that will be from the most recent episode.
Yes.
All recent episodes.
Yeah.
So they will be spoilers, at least on characters, and there might be a little quote or something like that might be spoiler related. But typically I save in-depth stuff for here. But if you just don't mind seeing some artwork or some characters and stuff, then yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you using a hashtag? Because I've seen I do
have in all those posts hashtag spoiler. So you can
hashtag spoiler. You can mute
hashtag
that.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Then you can follow me. I'll definitely put more of an effort to make sure that's in all the posts that are anything spoiler related.
Because I watch the episode on the day it comes out, though it's a few hours later. I just stay off social media until I watch it, so that's the way I avoid it. But for a week, though, it makes it a bit more difficult. So yeah, you can mute the hashtag spoiler on Twitter, and that will help a lot with avoiding spoilers. Yeah.
Awesome.
Until you watch it.
Before we go.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Don't forget to praise the wise spoon Pocket Neo along with the great one.
The great one. Praise the great one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us. We always like seeing you here.
Yes.
And thank you guys in the chat as well.
Yes. Thank you everyone
joining us. And I think that's about it. I think what was like a good hour and a half.
How long have we been going for? That is the question.
I think hour 20.
An hour and 52.
Oh, jeez.
Another 2-hour podcast. Woo!
Remember last season how we were just getting an hour?
We were just getting an hour, but...
And remember how I said at the start of the stream that, we just did Boopcast, so, we won't be talking too long.
Yeah, I won't be talking too long.
Wow, we are rotten liars, aren't we?
I've been talking about RWBY for almost 4 hours now.
Although, to be fair, was that streaming or Skype? Because we were on Skype for a while before this.
No, that's the stream.
Oh god.
That includes the starting scene, because we were on the starting scene for a little while, but yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, I'm sure. Okay. We're gonna
we
actually
better go now.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.